friends, and welcome back to my channel. So some of you might know that I was away for 2 weeks in the summer, and that's not the easiest on your houseplants. I do have a video of showing, I'll put it in clickable eye, showing you how my plants are doing after those 2 weeks, but there's some like planty chores I need to do on the back of that now that I'm home, and I've been procrastinating them all week and I need to like finally actually get them done. So I'm using this video as like forcing me to get my plant chores done, which is good. So thank you very much for making me do this. But I have several things that I want to do. A lot of plants need a bit of TLC. I'll show you all of them in a minute. I've set up my like potting table. I'm just gonna get my potting mat out and I'm gonna start with sorting those out. If you're new here and don't know me already, my name is Emma and I make houseplanting content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanting journey and learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Right, let's get into the plant chores, baby! So these are the plants that are doing the worst. I have 5 things here that aren't doing great, and let's go through them. Basically, I'm gonna see if there's anything salvageable within them, and if not, bin it. So this one here is my philodendron verrucosum. As you can see, it did get too dry while I was gone. All of the leaves have like very much like crispy bits. They have perked up a lot since I did water it, but it's already dry again. That's how hot it is. I watered it like 2 days ago and it's already dry. So I think I might need to take it off the pole and I might try and chop and prop. It really depends on the roots in there, but even if I did lose all these leaves, I wouldn't really want a long stem like that. That's just bare, so chopping and propping might be the best answer for me here. This is my Syngonium Neon Robusta. As you can see, it's doing okay. It's doing much better now that it had some water, but it does have like lots of crispy leaves that I think I just need to pull off. I think it should be fine if I pull off those leaves, but these leaves definitely need to go before they rot any further. Yeah, like look at that. They just like pull right off. Gross. This is probably one of the most devastated plants I have. This is the Sansevieria Silver Stripe, I think it is. Or Silver Flame, my bad. But it definitely got overwatered. I think I might have left it in a puddle of water when I was gone, which is my bad, but I think this part might be savable, so I'm gonna go in and have a look at the roots and see if it is. My Piper sylvaticum also got way too dry, and I think it might be unsavable, so I might just chop this one back all the way and see if I can get it to start afresh. I know it's not ideal, but I might just take it off the moss pole and see if I can like start fresh with the roots again. And then I've been meaning to do something with this Cebu Blue for a while because I don't think it's in the ideal conditions for my home. Its soil holds like a bit too much water for my preference, but it was really thirsty and it did have some drying yellowing leaves. It has since been watered, but I think I just need to go through it and sort it out a bit and actually take the time to do it, which I said I would do like months ago and I just haven't done. So it's officially time and I will do it. Oh. Leave it, Cleo. Oh my god. So this just happened. Oh no. I'm just covered in soil. Great. Cleo, stop trying to eat that. Cleo, not for kitties. Not for kitties. Please. Yeah, anyways, bit of destruction. Whoops. Oh no, I'm gonna make such a mess. This is why I have to do things like this when Joe's not home, because I just make an absolute mess of everything. And then tidy up before he gets home, and then he'll never know. I mean, he'll know, but like, I just feel bad when I make a mess when Joe's home, because like, I feel bad. Anyways, well, that's half the Piper repotted. Okay, right, so let's start easy with the Syngonium and go from there, I guess. I'm gonna readjust your angle so you can see a bit better what I'm doing, because this is a bit far away, isn't it? Okie doke. So I think this one isn't as bad as I thought it was. When I saw it a few days ago when it hadn't been watered for a little bit, it was like fully dry. And now that I'm looking at it and it's been watered, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. I was worried that I had basically lost it because even these like new leaves were all wilted. But I think it's just needed some water. So I think actually that was really easy. I just had to take all these leaves off. But it's not as full as it was before, which is kind of sad. Hopefully I can get it to grow full again, but this will have to suffice. It will be okay. It's not a goner. I thought it was going to be a goner, but it's not a goner, so that's really good. So with the varicosum, I think I'm gonna have to pull it off the pole just because it's just gotten too leggy. I don't think it is what I want. The roots seem okay. They're not terrible, but they're not rotting, which is also really good. Let's see if I can extract it from the pole easily. That's what's good about these lazy poles. I've never actually extracted anything from them, but so far it seems super easy. Like, pole dismantled. And now I just need to pull it out of the moss. It's definitely got roots in the moss, which is good. So maybe just chopping and propping these nodes will be a good idea. This moss dried out so quickly. I swear I watered it like 2 days ago. I guess that's the thing with smaller poles. They dry out a lot quicker, and I'm sure it's drying out a lot slower than if I had it on like a normal non-plasticky pole, but still, it's so fast. Cleo, leave it. I swear to God, Cleo only gets excited when I start to film. Like, she was napping before I started, and now I've started, she's like, I'm gonna run around the entire flat, make lots of noise. Oh, of course. Can she just go back to napping, please? So it looks like it's got some pretty good roots on those nodes. On these ones, there's nothing really. I'm gonna take this leaf off because it's dead. I think I'm tempted to try and reprop this bit, so chop it there, and then try and regrow this one from the start. Because it's got a decent root system and these roots are fine. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that makes the most sense. So got my pruning shears and my alcohol spray. Gotta make sure to sterilize to make sure that they're all clean and I'm not introducing any like new bacteria into the wounds of this plant because we don't want that. I think I'm gonna cut there. There we go. And I'm gonna pot this back up and see if I can get it to grow from nothing again. I'm gonna do it in a little bit smaller pot than this because this was a bit too big. It was more this size so it could have a moss pole. But I think if I put it in something this size, it would be a bit better. And I'm gonna reuse the soil because the soil is perfectly good. Classic soil ninja soil. Oh God, that looks so sad. Just a stick in a cup. And then with this half, I'm gonna make 2 plants out of it. I'm gonna cut it again here. So I've got a middle cutting and a top cutting. This middle cutting's already rooted, which is amazing. So I might... Oh god, making decisions is hard. I'm gonna cut it here too. Wet stick is gonna go in my prop box. Do not throw that away. This, I'm going to pot up with some soil because it's already rooted, so it should be fine. Use the rest of this stuff. Maybe. Because this one's already kind of rooted as well. Maybe I will put them both in here to make a slightly fuller plant. Yeah, let's do that. See if it works. It might work, it might not. You never know. Oh, I didn't get my soil. Let me go grab my soil, my new soil. Got some new soil here. This is Monstera and Philodendron soil from Soil Ninja, which is honestly my favorite stuff. But it's just a nice kind of semi-chunky, but like also quite nutrient-rich mix, which I really like. Also, I know that Soil Ninja does have like an all-purpose blend, but I pretty much use Monstera and Philodendron mix as my all-purpose blend. I think it's a really nice blend, and it's got lots of good stuff in it. It's got, what is it? Activated charcoal, zeolite, pumice, worm castings, cocoa bark, and perlite, which I think is just great. And if I need to do something like for succulents or whatever, I'll add more like perlite or pumice and sand, which I'll do for this silver flame here. I also use it for all of my eperemnum and pothos because they're totally fine with that. Overall, it's just really good soil. I've been going on about it for, what, years now at this point. But I love it, and thank goodness I'm finally affiliated with them, which is amazing. So you can use my discount code GoodGrowing for 10% off your order, and I do get a tiny bit of commission, but that's at no extra cost to you. Anyways, sorry, shameless plug, mostly because I love Soil Ninja. They're not paying me to say this, but I just love their stuff so much that I would say it anyway. So, got my little varicosum pot. It does still look kind of sad because the leaves were crispy, but I think it'll be a bit better in here. I'll just make sure to give it a good water before I put it in its new spot. I might put it in the cabinet, to be honest. Give it some boost of humidity because it is quite small. I think it can live in there for a little while. But I think it's very happy like that. And yeah, that's the varicosum. Off to a good start. And I can reuse this moss here for like future moss poles and stuff. That's the joy of sphagnum moss. It's reusable. And since this didn't have any pests or anything, I don't really need to worry about anything. And I can also reuse the lazy pole, which is good too. Okay, let's have a look at the Piper. Because it is fully crispy, like the stems are dead. Oh, that's such a shame. So I think my plan for this one is to cut it back to the base and see if I can regrow it from there, because all of these vines are goners. But if it has a new growth point or something it can grow from in there, that'd be great. And depending on the root ball, I might put it in a smaller pot, maybe something about this size, because it won't need a moss pole for a while, seeing as it's not got any leaves. And I can reuse this pot and moss pole for something else, because again, this plant was otherwise healthy. It didn't have pests or anything. It just dried up a bit too much. Okay. So I'm going to leave the pole in this pot because I've attached it to it. And I can put something else in here if I want to later. mean, the root ball seems fine, just a little bit dry. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm going to give it a go. I'm sure it'll be fine. Or not, either way. But I might put it in this smaller container because it doesn't need to be quite that big. Yeah, that should be fine. Right, so I'm gonna give this a really good water and hope that something pops out of it. Be patient and put it near grow light in a warm place and hopefully something will come out of it. But obviously there are no guarantees, are there? So this will have to suffice for now. All right, time for this bad boy. The soil is like really heavy, like the pot feels really heavy. That's why I know it's probably been overwatered, just because I feel like it's not supposed to feel this heavy. Oh, that's so gross. So also, I don't know if this is something or not, but it kind of looks like there's like tiny curved insects in there. I don't know if it's like scale or something. Maybe it is. It's freaking gross. Maybe that's why it died. Maybe it just has loads of scale. Have any of you seen anything like that before? Like, they're not moving, but I don't think scale move. It's just like properly gross. I'm gonna have to dump this soil because that's infested with something or other. It's just so gross. So obviously this bit is rotted. This feels fine. So I might that feels rotted there. Let's see. So I kind of don't have high hopes now. For some reason, looking at all of those like little bugs there gave me, one, the heebie-jeebies, and two, not very high hopes. I think I need to cut this further back than I would have wanted. And then I'll have to let it callus over before I pot it up, because I think I'm going to try and cut it about there. Let me grab a knife. And again, I'm going to spray it with my alcohol solution. Let it dry out for a second. And I think I'm going to start cutting off longer, and if it's feeling okay, go shorter. It still feels a bit rotty. It even feels rotty there. Okay, this is what we're left with. I'm gonna let that callus over for a little while. I'll check back on it later, but honestly I'd probably gonna leave it for at least a day or two to dry out, because they're so susceptible to rotting when they're vulnerable like this and like it's got no roots. But it does have some growth points, like root growth points, so hopefully it's savable, but I'm not gonna hold my breath, which is unfortunate. Time for this last one. Let's see what we can do to get it out of this pot. I mean, just pull it straight out, it seems. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. It's like definitely root bound. I don't even know where to begin with this. I think I'm gonna try and separate it as much as I possibly can. Hopefully I don't break too many roots in that process. Okay, so this is taking way longer than I thought it was going to, so I'm going to stop filming it. So sorry about that. I'm gonna continue untangling this for probably the next like hour. So I've managed to separate out several of the vines, and I've just got this one massive chunk of a root ball that I might make into a single plant, and then all the other vines I might put into a different pot. There's been so much work. Oh my god. Cool. Let me mentally prepare and physically prepare. I need to like tidy this up. I think I need to just throw this soil out because I don't. It's getting everywhere. I'm like covered in it. It's like down at my feet. It's on my legs. Just feels uncomfortable. So I'm going to toss a lot of this stuff and then come back with a fresh sheet. Right, that feels so much better already. Oh my god, like a clean space makes such a difference. So I'm going to put this in this pot. God, its roots are really long. Part of me is tempted to chop them. I'm gonna try it. Never done that before, but I'm gonna give it a go. There we go. Well, that was easy. There's still loads of roots on here, so I'm not like worried about anything, really. There we go, one pot. Then let's see what else I have. Could make another pot with these ones. Probably of similar size, to be honest. Cut more roots. I'm just being a bit brutal, but I think it's necessary at this point because they're just so many that if I want it to like actually fit in a pot that looks normal and proportional, this is what we gotta do. Right. pot number 2. This one has a bit of a longer vine on it, which is exciting. So I've also got a pile of Cebu Blues on the floor, ones that didn't have any roots on them. I think I'm gonna chop and prop them. I'm actually going to try out perlite propagation because I've never tried like a perlite prop box like this before. I've just had like jars with perlite and like that's worked really well, but I'm curious to try a box like this because I've done loads of boxes like this with sphagnum moss but none with perlite. So I'm going to give this a go. I have a lid for this one somewhere. It's just like an old takeaway container, but I'm going to put this kind of with my other prop boxy things. I seriously at this point need to sell some Cebu Blues because I have so many. I think I literally have like hundreds, maybe not hundreds, that's a lot. But like I've got a whole cup on top of there. I have a plant in moss. I have my original plant. I have wet sticks. I have some in the prop box. Like they're literally everywhere. Which I love them. I love Cebu Blues, so I'm not complaining. I just need to like, I think I need to sell some at this point. But it's gotten a bit out of hand. Like the fact that I cut off all these roots is insane to me. I think that's all I can do for the second. I'm actually quite hungry. It's nearly lunchtime. So I'm going to eat something and then come back with some more planty chores. So I've just had lunch and Cleo decided she wanted to sit on my lap for a little while, and we all know the rule. When a cat sits on your lap, you do not get up until she's ready. And so I'm just gonna have a little cuddle with the babe. I think she missed me. I mean, I missed her, but I think Cleo, I think she missed me. Oh, baby. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish cuddling with Cleo and then maybe get some more stuff done. So a few days after I got home, I was watering these moss poles from the cabinet, and I noticed that this plant, the Wendlandia, had like quite a lot of yellowy leaves that weren't doing too hot. And so I had a look at the backs of them, and I think I noticed spider mites. So I had a look in the rest of the top of my cabinet, and I found several other plants with spider mites on them. Yay! And so I'm just gonna go through now and wipe them all down with an alcohol solution. I'm gonna use 1 part isopropyl alcohol, which is 99.9%, to 4 parts water. And I'm just gonna put that on using a sponge and like wipe all the leaves down. The soft side of the sponge, not the bristly side. So I'm gonna do that now. Also be sure to link everything I'm been using down below in the description. I just got this on Amazon, so you can find it there. But let's do some alcoholing. So I just get my sponge nice and wet with the solution and go about wiping all the leaves. This will kill anything that's on them. And in theory you should do a test leaf before you do this, but I'm a risk taker, so I'm not gonna. I mean, it's actually not that risky though. I have done this on several plants before, and 1:4 ratio is more diluted than I have done on other plants. But because Syngoniums I feel like have quite fragile leaves, I'm just doing 1:4 to be safe. This one only had spider mites on 1 leaf, but because I'm paranoid, I'm going to do them all. Because spider mites are so small and so hard to see, it's just easier to do more than to not do enough and risk like losing your plant over it. I don't want to lose this silver band because I love it. So I will do it all over. now that they're all wiped, I'm going to probably bring them to the bathroom to dry off in the tub, and that's kind of where I quarantine things because it's separate from the rest of my collection. It's not ideal because they don't get light in there, but it'll suffice for a week or so while I'm doing the initial treatment. I'll probably repeat this in about a week just to doubly make sure they're gone, and maybe again the following week just to make sure. But I'll put the spare of this in a spray bottle or something and keep it. Maybe spray some on the moss pole. And yeah, I should probably also like SB Invigorator everything in the cabinet just in case, just because I'm a little bit nervous about that. But it should be okay. It should be fine. This should work. It's like the best thing, like using alcohol has been the best thing for me in regards to making spider mites go away as fast as possible. So the last thing I want to do today is go around and fill up my moss poles that I've not filled up to the top yet, because as you can see, this Sable Blue needs more moss. Super exciting, but I've just been procrastinating doing it until I bought more moss today. Or it came yesterday, but still. Right. Let's put some more moss in these bad boys. There we go, all mossed up, and I leave like a little bit of room at the top so I can like fill it with a bottle when I fertilize it, so this should be fine. And I've made an absolute mess. The carnage is real. So the other ones I want to do are these two, because as you can see, my Rhaphidophore just like went crazy while I was away, and I didn't refill it with moss, so it needs more to climb. And then I may as well fill this one up to the top because it's quite tall anyways. So I have learned my lesson though. I'm going to put a mat down on the floor. So let's get set up, shall we? Nice and full there. Yay! Ta-da! So I think that is all I'm going to do today. Got all my moss poles that needed filling all filled up with some new moss. I'll probably water them in a couple days, maybe Friday. I guess the day this video is coming up, because I'm going away for the weekend and they'll need more water before I go away. So yeah. Oh, I'm going to the Rare Houseplant Festival, so if any of you are going to be up there and it's not too late at this point, come say hi to me. We can hang out. It's going to be super fun. So yeah, I'm going up there with the Jungle Haven and ready to see all of my lovely plenty friends. Not all of them, but like a good chunk of them that are going up there. So yes, and who knows, maybe I'll buy plants. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I am feeling very sweaty. It's like super humid and dark today, and like it's really warm in my flat still. It's still 29 degrees, but like now humid as well, so I'm just kind of like slowly dripping sweat. So I think I'm gonna go and have like a chill rest of my day, maybe work on some like admin stuff and editing, maybe this video, while I maybe have some tea or something. But yeah, that's kind of the rest of my day. Hopefully this video was fun for you and you got to enjoy watching me do some plenty chores and get stuff done after I was away for so long. I really hope all my plants survive from the trauma of being underwatered, as well as the trauma of potentially having spider mites. So, lots of trauma going on in the Good Growing household. Whoops. Anyways, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll keep all of you updated on how things go with all of them, because I'm sure next month they'll be either doing really well or terrible. Who knows? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplantey things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! That didn't really work, but you know, we can pretend.